Welcome to Inside Elegance, where we dive into the art of home decor and transform any space into something truly special. If you're passionate about creating a cozy and inviting home filled with vintage charm, you're in the right place. Today, we're exploring how to decorate your space using vintage finds and floral elements to create that perfect English cottage look for spring. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. Spring is the perfect time to bring a fresh, lively vibe to your home, and what better way than to incorporate elements of nature and vintage treasures? Whether you're in a spacious house or a cozy apartment, this video will show you how to create that timeless, English cottage feel with soft florals, antique finds, and charming decor. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's explore these delightful ideas together. Remember, your home should reflect your personality and your style, and with these tips, you'll be able to blend the beauty of vintage finds with the softness of floral charm to create a home that's both elegant and cozy. Let's get started, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment as we dive into our first decorating tip. One of the best ways to add personality and charm to any space is through vintage decor. Antique items not only tell a story but also bring a sense of history and timelessness to your home. Vintage furniture, mirrors, and accessories can evoke memories of the past while maintaining a stylish, modern vibe. When shopping for vintage pieces, look for items that speak to you, whether they're heirlooms or treasures from flea markets and thrift shops. Incorporating vintage finds into your home decor is all about balance. You want your vintage pieces to stand out, but not overwhelm the space. Consider pairing an antique wooden table with fresh, light-colored chairs or adding a vintage vase to a modern shelf. Mixing old and new gives your home character, and it's a great way to experiment with layering different textures and materials. Don't be afraid to mix different eras of vintage pieces either. A Victorian-era mirror can sit beautifully above a mid-century console, while a retro lamp adds flair next to a traditional floral armchair. This blending of periods creates a truly unique look that reflects your personal taste and the beauty of the past. Floral patterns are an essential part of creating that charming English cottage aesthetic, especially in the spring. The beauty of florals lies in their ability to soften a space and infuse it with warmth and life. From soft pastel shades to bolder, brighter blooms, florals can transform the vibe of your home. Start by introducing floral fabrics, such as a vintage floral tablecloth, throw pillows, or even curtains. When it comes to florals, consider using them in both subtle and bold ways. You can layer patterns by mixing different types of florals on upholstery, cushions, and curtains, or focus on one key floral piece like a large tapestry. Don't be afraid to experiment with colors too. Light pinks, yellows, and greens complement the vintage style beautifully, while deeper tones like burgundy and navy offer a more classic look. In addition to fabric, you can bring florals into your home through fresh flowers. A vintage watering can filled with spring blooms, like peonies or roses, adds an instant touch of charm and freshness. Arranging flowers in antique vases throughout your home creates a peaceful and inviting atmosphere. Vintage mirrors and picture frames can be the perfect way to add elegance and character to any room. A large, ornate mirror placed above a fireplace or in an entryway instantly draws attention and opens up the space. Consider mirrors with gold or silver accents, which reflect light and brighten a room. These mirrors often feature intricate details that add a touch of sophistication to the overall look. When decorating with vintage frames, the key is to mix and match sizes and styles to create an eclectic gallery wall. Look for frames that complement the overall color scheme of your room, but don't be afraid to mix wood finishes with metal or distressed frames with polished ones. This variety will create visual interest and a lived-in feel. For an extra touch, consider framing botanical prints, vintage postcards, or even old family photos. These framed treasures not only highlight the beauty of nature but also tie into the vintage theme, creating a cozy and inviting atmosphere in any room. A fantastic way to elevate your home's decor while keeping it cozy is to mix antique furniture pieces with more modern, contemporary ones. Vintage furniture is timeless, but blending it with newer items creates a balanced and eclectic atmosphere that feels both inviting and fresh. For example, pair an antique armchair with a sleek, modern coffee table to create a focal point in your living room. Don't be afraid to experiment with mixing different styles of furniture. You can introduce vintage elements like a Chesterfield sofa alongside more minimalist modern furniture pieces like a glass side table or metal shelving units. This mix of old and new will make your space feel warm and lived in, while still being fresh and contemporary. The beauty of combining antique and modern furniture is that it allows you to add character to your space without it feeling overly cluttered or outdated. Use accessories like vintage lamps or antique rugs to tie the pieces together and create a cohesive look. When decorating for spring, nothing sets the tone quite like soft, cozy textiles. Think lightweight throws, soft cotton pillow covers, and linen curtains. These elements add an instant sense of warmth and comfort to any room. For the full English cottage experience, opt for pastel-colored blankets, floral pattern cushions, and lace-trimmed tablecloth. Adding layers with textiles is another way to make your space feel inviting. Drape a delicate floral throw over an old armchair or layer a vintage quilt on your bed for extra warmth. Textiles offer the opportunity to introduce new colors and patterns into your space, whether it's through an intricate rug, patterned curtains, or fluffy pillows. Don't overlook the power of texture either. Soft wool, linen, and cotton fabrics bring a tactile warmth to your home that's perfect for the spring season. Combine these with vintage-inspired patterns like floral or gingham to capture that quintessential cottage style. Every cottage-style home needs a cozy corner, a place to curl up with a good book or enjoy a cup of tea. To create this retreat, begin by placing a vintage armchair in a quiet corner of the room. Add a floral cushion or two to make it extra inviting. Surround the chair with soft lighting, such as a vintage lamp or fairy lights, to add warmth. Adding a small side table next to the chair is a great way to enhance the functionality of your cozy corner. A vintage wood table, perhaps a small tea trolley or a charming old side table, will make the space feel even more personal. On the table, add a stack of books, a cup, or a small vase of fresh flowers to complete the look. To take your cozy corner to the next level, consider draping a soft, vintage throw blanket over the back of the chair. This simple touch adds comfort while also tying in with the vintage, floral aesthetic. Whether you're reading, knitting, or simply relaxing, this corner will become your home's little sanctuary. If you really want to immerse yourself in the English cottage aesthetic, floral wallpapers are a wonderful addition to your space. Whether you choose a soft pastel floral or a more vibrant, bold pattern, floral wallpaper can add a whimsical touch to any room. For a lighter, airier feel, opt for a subtle, vintage-inspired floral design that mimics the soft tones of nature. Floral wallpaper can be used in a variety of ways to make your space feel fresh and cozy. Consider wallpapering a single accent wall in your living room or bedroom for a subtle yet beautiful effect. If you're feeling bold, Cover an entire room or hallway with a larger floral print to create a statement piece that ties the space together. Another great way to incorporate floral wallpaper is by using it to line the back of a bookshelf or inside a cabinet. This unexpected touch can add an element of surprise and charm without overwhelming the space. Lighting plays a key role in creating a cozy, inviting atmosphere in your home. Vintage lighting fixtures, such as chandeliers, sconces, and lanterns, add a touch of old-world elegance while enhancing the warmth of your space. Choose a soft, warm light bulb to mimic the natural light of spring, which will create an inviting glow in the room. Vintage lighting is also a great way to introduce textures into your home. Look for pieces that feature intricate glasswork or delicate metal designs. These beautiful details will reflect the light and add an extra layer of interest to your space. A vintage chandelier can bring a touch of elegance to any dining room or entryway. To complete the vintage look, add a few table lamps with floral or lace lampshades. These smaller lighting pieces can be placed around the room to create pockets of soft light, perfect for creating a relaxing atmosphere. The kitchen is the heart of the home, and vintage accents can turn it into a charming, cozy gathering space. Look for antique pitchers, teapots, and pottery to give your kitchen that old-world feel. A vintage kitchen scale, an enamelware teapot, or old-fashioned wooden spoons can add personality and make the space feel lived in. For an added touch of floral charm, consider adding floral patterned dishes, mugs, or even an embroidered kitchen towel. Displaying these vintage pieces on open shelves or a rustic wooden hutch adds a sense of nostalgia and warmth to the room. Don't forget about the importance of a vintage-inspired sink or faucet. Whether you choose a classic farmhouse sink or add a retro faucet, these elements will bring that authentic English cottage feel to your kitchen, giving it character and charm. Reviving old furniture is a fantastic way to inject character and personality into your home while being eco-friendly. If you've inherited family heirlooms or come across vintage furniture at thrift stores, a coat of paint or a new upholstery job can completely transform these pieces. For a charming, cottage-inspired look, consider painting wooden furniture in soft pastels or muted earth tone. Reupholstering old chairs with floral fabrics is another great way to breathe new life into vintage furniture. You can choose delicate florals that match your room's color palette, or go bold with bright patterns to add a fun, whimsical touch. This not only gives your furniture a fresh look but also ties in with your spring decor theme. The beauty of reviving old furniture is that it allows you to create a space that's completely unique. You'll have one-of-a-kind pieces that tell a story, yet still blend perfectly with the overall aesthetic of your home. The entryway is the first impression of your home, and it should feel welcoming and full of charm. Vintage furniture, such as an old wooden bench or a distressed console table, creates an inviting and warm entrance. Pair these pieces with a vintage rug that features a floral pattern or soft pastel tones to set the tone for the rest of your home. Add personal touches, like vintage hooks for coats and scarves, or a small vase of fresh flowers on the console table. This little detail will create a sense of warmth and hospitality, making your guests feel immediately at home. Consider adding vintage mirrors or a chalkboard for a functional yet charming touch. These pieces can help open up the space and add a cozy, lived-in vibe to your entryway. To really embrace the season of spring, add seasonal touches throughout your home. Incorporate fresh spring flowers, like daffodils, tulips, or lilacs, in vases throughout your rooms. You can also add spring-themed decor, such as pastel-colored eggs or vintage bird cages filled with faux birds to bring the outside in. Spring is the perfect time to switch out your throw pillows, bedding, and rugs for lighter, brighter alternatives. Choose fabrics that evoke the essence of spring, like linen or cotton, in pastel colors, floral patterns, or soft gingham. These subtle touches create a cheerful and refreshing atmosphere. For a more whimsical touch, add some vintage-inspired outdoor decor, like old watering cans or vintage garden signs. These little accents will add charm to your home's exterior and further enhance the cozy, cottage-like vibe you're creating inside. As the days get longer and the weather warms, it's the perfect time to think about soft lighting in your home. Vintage-style light fixtures, like brass sconces or crystal chandeliers, add instant elegance while creating a soft, warm glow. Use dimmer switches to adjust the lighting to the perfect level, whether you're enjoying a quiet evening or hosting friends. For a more casual, cozy feel, consider adding fairy lights or small vintage lamps throughout the space. These create a magical, glowing ambience, perfect for a relaxing night at home. Whether placed on bookshelves, mantels, or side tables, they add a whimsical touch that complements the overall theme. Consider pairing your vintage lighting with other cozy elements, like wool throws and floral curtains, to create a warm, inviting space perfect for those long spring evenings. Another essential element of the English cottage style is a connection to the outdoors. Incorporating natural elements like houseplants or vintage terrariums helps create a fresh, springtime atmosphere. Look for plants like ivy, ferns, or English lavender to add greenery and fragrance to your home. Vintage planters, such as ceramic or metal pots, are a wonderful way to display your plants while sticking to the overall theme. These planters add a charming, rustic touch and can be placed on shelves, windowsills, or hanging from the ceiling for added dimension. Opening up your windows to let in natural light, or creating a small indoor garden by the window, will further enhance the cozy, spring-inspired feel. Adding natural wood elements, such as a reclaimed wooden shelf or a wicker basket, ties the indoor and outdoor worlds together beautifully. Thank you so much for joining me today on Inside Elegance. I hope you've enjoyed these English cottage spring decorating ideas and feel inspired to bring vintage charm and floral beauty into your home. Whether you're adding vintage finds or incorporating spring florals, remember that your home should always reflect your personality and warmth. If you liked today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or favorite decorating tip. I'd love to hear how you plan to incorporate these ideas into your own space. Stay tuned for more cozy decorating ideas here on Inside Elegance, and thank you for being part of our community. I'll see you in the next video. Happy decorating!